Yup. What's good? What's good? We got people in here already waiting. Tenor, drop a cash out, baby. You know how they go. Well, you get you some of your own money back today, boy. That how they do that. Hey, drop a cash out. Get these live chat slash super chats. Hey man, hey, I appreciate you reaching out and taking part of that 1 hour consultation, bro. You know they always real informative, and you know what I'm saying. It's a blessing to be of an assistance, and be able to clarify some of the stuff that there's a mystery to solve. So I'm gonna let this. I'm gonna let these viewers kind of get in here, man, before we just go ahead and get started. You know what I'm saying? It's another I guess class session, if you would. And this is more so focused on the new guy. More focused on the new guy. And the guy that's amassing equipment and getting all the supply together, they running through the checklist, and there's a few things on there that, you know, a lot of people, me included, when I first started, I didn't do immediately, you know what I'm saying, and I kind of avoided spending the money on certain items, and I eventually found out you need to go and spend that money because it's gonna help you more than not spending the money. It's gonna hurt you. So I'll come up in here. New guys. Chat. Got a few of y'all up in here. So as you can see by the title of the video, how to get an extra 40. Boy, you gonna make me get a truck and trailer and drive to you and make you sit on the front porch with the smoke. Hey, hey. Mercy Life B. Mercy Life B. Man, hold on. Let me hit it one more time. I'll put it out, bro. I'll put it out, man, because this dude right here, man. Dude won't let me make it at home, and I don't blame him. You right, Mercy B. I can't say nothing when you're right. Let me get a bite arm or something healthy into the equation. Let me drink a little of this. All right. Now that Mercy Light Beater made me put my cigar out, we can get to the nitty gritty. I appreciate you, Mercy Light. But back to what I was saying about being new. Yeah. They make good stuff. Um, Being new, you gonna amass your equipment. We know you got your truck, your trailer, your straps, your ratchets, your binders, your little tarps and all that stuff, chains and all that old good stuff. You got that. And you ready to go. Your truck can roll and do everything like that. I'm talking about you good. You pretty much ready for whatever. You about dunnage and everything. You done did the whole nine. You got coil racks, you got all this stuff. And then right there when you was about to make one of the best purchases you could make, you came right there to the end of that and was like, I don't think I want to spend $300, $400, $500 on an auxiliary tank. As y'all saw the name of the video, you know what I'm saying, how to find another 40 hours. 40 hours, y'all. Everybody work the job, you know what 40 hours is. 40 hours is a check. So basically what I'm saying is how to find a check in doing all this stuff. You got to find where your inefficiencies lie in order to capitalize on what's going on when this stuff based up on percentages and money. So what we talking about tonight is that auxiliary tank. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying I really appreciate you guys that watch the channel, those that are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, hit the button. I'm looking to get one now on mine. Gotta keep that left door closed. C4, you're a very smart man. I'm gonna explain some things about it, then I'm gonna go into some particulars that you want to look for when you get this tank, and then I'm gonna explain to you how you're gonna get all this time, and you probably be able to run about another 4 loads a month And you can pretty much run the same amount of moves if you do this than a person that doesn't do this and they stay out every weekend and you come home. I didn't stay out. Y'all know that. The only time I stayed out when I had a scheduled warehouse move that required all my trucks, and I was over in Texas near San Antonio. And shout out Dog Horse Rain for putting a player deal in effect to where we went over there and got our money, sell mile. Everybody got paid, and we came up out there cash in hand. And then it take, like I said, sell mile. We moved from one side of town to the other side of town, moved the whole warehouse, and we did it and got out of there. But other than that, I don't stay on the road over the weekends, y'all. But for some reason, my load count at the end of the year be way over 365. But I don't work the whole year. Something going on, ain't it? Like right now, I've been at home over a month and a half. I worked a couple days every week. I'd have saw that. But my load count, I think I checked it today, is still like 293. We at day 300 and something, and I just sat down a month and a half. So you could just say at day 200 and probably 80, I was already at 292 drops for the year on my one truck. And that's because of what I'm telling you. Now, with these auxiliary tanks, you're going to have varieties. You have different sizes, different capacities. But the first thing you want to look at is what the construction is and what it's made out of. And that's one of those things. I'm on live, sweetie. I'm live. I just was letting you know before you come in and be like, ah! Yeah. She doing a lot better, y'all. She went with her sister and they had fun and talked and did some stuff and just helped ease the mind on some things, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to sisters and siblings and brothers and camaraderie and all that good stuff. But back to what we were saying. Oh man, then she brought me a pack of Black and Mild Mercy Light B. You know she don't mean me no good. You know that though. Hey, she don't man, go on in there, man. She don't mean me no good. Hey man, hey, ten of them said they were praying for you, man. I had a real good conversation with. Hey man, she said thank y'all so much for real, for real. Like, that's from the heart right there. We love y'all. For real. That's why I said I'm gonna go live again today, and I'm gonna show somebody how to make them extra $2,000-3,000 in a month that they ain't seeing right now, and not have to stay out over the weekend. Route yourself back through the house. You know what I'm saying? We finna clear up where their money going. That's my whole thing. We gonna clear up this shit by where their money going, Big Daddy. And you know what I'm saying? That anywhere that it going that don't involve coming home, we finna clear a lot of this shit up. Okay? So I don't want y'all falling into these traps and stuff because I did this. I'm tell you why. And what I did when I started running the cost analysis and just running my numbers and prices, diesel and different stuff like that, I came to the realize, man, I'm leaving money on the table. And now that I'm moving pretty good, since I ain't all the way new no more, I learned how to dispatch myself pretty good. Now what can I do to get more drops in? Well, I could compound this freight. I get more drops in like that. I'm really not staying out over the weekend because I got. Hey, appreciate that, Boom. Hey, real talk, man. It's a blessing to see things working out with her. But like I said, I don't stay out over the weekend. I'm really not gonna do that because I gotta come home. I play for 3 churches in my area, so I gotta come play this organ. Hell or high water. I gotta be at home Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? I might come in Saturday morning or Saturday night, but Sunday, if the light crack on Sunday and I ain't at home, it's something that happened to me. I better call the police because I don't stay out like that. I got responsibilities. Yeah, I got a family. I want to see my people every week. So, your first thing you're going to look at is the construction of the tank. First and foremost, cut the bullshit. Do not buy the steel tank. Let the farmers have their steel tank. Let them have it. And the first big thing I'll say about a steel tank as opposed to an aluminum tank. This steel tank will introduce fine particulates into your fuel system. As the rust starts to develop on the inside of the tank, that will start to go into your fuel filters through your pumps, and that could cause a big problem. It will start to rust stain the fuel. So you can't really stop the rust from going through the system when it has permeated the fuel and it's actually in there. So stay away from the steel. I know it's gonna save you $150, $200 right off the bat, but you're gonna buy a $1,300 CP3. I'm just saying. That's what's gonna happen. So first and foremost, we're not gonna cheap out because and we saying in the video, we finna give you 40 hours. I'm gonna show you how to get 40 hours just by having the tank in place, and it need to be the right tank, so we ain't gonna skimp out. And what we want to do is also buy the accessory kit that goes with that tank that allows you to plumb that tank into the filler neck of your truck. Insert your favorite truck name right there, whatever truck that is. They got a kit for it, and that actually adapts to your filler neck, and it gives you a petcock on the side of the tank where you can open and close that, and they got gravity feed your primary tank. Need that. Okay, well, so next thing that you'll be looking at is capacity. Man, Jonathan, well, if tank is what we getting, I just get a 150-gallon tank. Problem solved. Big old tank. Get the biggest tank they got on there, and we're gonna roll like that. Well, it's different stroke for different folks, and it's different weights for the class you take. So, if you're in a non-CDL high shot or a CDL high shot, and you're concerned about weight, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be a different weight penalty for what you're trying to do. We are aware that on and off, diesel weighs about 8.9 pounds a gallon. I always round up to 10, so I just say diesel weighs 10 pounds a gallon. If I get a 100-gallon tank, that's 1,000 pounds. And the reason that calculation pretty much ends up right, even though you're dealing with 8.9 pounds a gallon instead of the 10 I rounded it up to, is because the tank weighs something. The tank heavy. Aluminum has to be thicker than steel to do the same thing. So the tank is gonna be kind of heavy. So you be right at 1,000 pounds on a fully filled 100-gallon tank on the back of that truck. And if you run a non-CDL, 1,000-pound weight penalty is gonna be a big penalty to pay for filling that tank up. And like I say, you could always run it less than full, but the size of the tank is gonna be extra weight for no reason. So on a non-CDL, I suggest what I have or what I use. I use an RDS. It's a 45-gallon. Um, I mean, if you got a dually and a non-CDL, you might want to go with a 55-gallon. Just because the gas mileage on that truck is not the same, and it's not gonna quite stretch out like my 45-gallon does. But this is to say that even in a CDL high shot, you don't have to have a 150-gallon, $1,200 tank to do what I'm trying to tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? We keeping the house costs operating down, but we buying real shit. Buy the real shit, but you ain't got to go overkill, because this where I want to get your mind to going about the time. Time over everything. We already established that a long time ago on this channel in these videos. All this shit based up on time, and time gonna equal $1. And what you ain't got time to do is gonna make you not be able to make dollars. Y'all feel me? If it ain't enough time, you just can't do it. Thumbs up if you know that. 24 hours in a day, if you run out of time, or your clock, or your work hours, or whatever, and you didn't get it done, you just couldn't do it. It just wasn't enough time. You gotta go. So, all right, with that being said, even in a CDL high shot, if you're worried about weight, it's not gonna really be a big of a deal on a CDL high shot. So you could go for the 100-gallon tank and sacrifice that, and it really wouldn't be a sacrifice, because if you wanted to actually add up and put something heavy that's gonna gross you out, you just wouldn't fill up that tank. You mean you'll just ride, and not be able to be very efficient, but you can still carry all your weight and act like you ain't got a tank. So you can always do that. But what I want you to understand is, in a day, when you start your logbook and you go on duty and you do your pre-trip and you fix and check the truck and do all that type of stuff you do on pre-trip, get ready for the road every day, you start that clock It starts at 14 hours and it starts ticking. Boom, right there on duty. Thumbs up, you know, in a day, you got 14 hours to do whatever you got to do. You got 11 hours to drive anywhere you trying to drive. But over the course of a workday, our workday consists of 14-hour period. Thumbs up. So from the time you click on duty to the time you finish for the whole day, you might have drove 11 hours, but when you stopped, it was 14 hours later because you stopped for lunch, you got loaded, you did smoke stuff, you took another break, took a nap or whatever. And yeah, you drove 10 hours a day, but it took you 14 hours to get where you was going. And the time lined up and you wasn't over or nothing. Okay, so you do that every day. Okay, what I want you to understand is I'm gonna use the Dodge Ram just for reference. But insert your favorite truck name here. This basically all of them. Okay, let's just say you got a 2020. I'm gonna use a Ford. 2024. Okay, you got a 2024 F250. Okay, and we're gonna just say that 2024 F250 gets 10 miles to the gallon. Pulling weight. If it ain't real heavy, I'm real close to right. If y'all got one of them trucks, y'all know basically trucks do the same thing. I had a conversation about that with somebody earlier today about them engines and all that stuff. It's about getting to this stuff. It ain't about what it do, because you can rate a truck for 450 horsepower at 4,500 RPM, a la the Ford, or you can rate a truck at 400 horsepower at 2,800 RPM, a la Cummins. It is making the power two different bands in two different places. Them numbers don't mean shit, because if you look at the dyno graph, you're looking at the torque and where it cross over it and where that truck is meant to operate in comparison to what the rear end gear is. So just shit ain't nothing but marketing. You get through with that. All these trucks will pull whatever you trying to pull. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that ain't what we talking about. The F-250, it get 10 miles to the gallon. Okay, we're gonna say we got a 30-gallon tank under that L250. It may be more, it probably is, but I'm gonna say it's round number, 30-gallon tank. So we know on this 30-gallon tank, getting 10 miles to the gallon, we can go 300 miles, right? Thumbs up. We finna break it down and get real. So on this 30-gallon tank, get 10 miles to the gallon, we can go 300 miles. Now, who know for a fact where I'm finna go with that 300 miles right now? You know I'm finna go down, right? Because we gonna say again 10 miles to the gallon, but we know better than to run that tank to empty. We're not running that tank to that red line. So we finna run about just on the slightly low side. We're gonna go 250 miles out of that 300. We have like a quarter tanker left, and we'll pull in and get some fuel. Okay. And that's without opening the door. That's straight riding, 250 miles. Okay, 250 miles, you roughly running 70 miles an hour. You done drove 3.5 hours. And now it's time to stop. Well, really 4 hours. And you ready to do your break and everything. It's time to stop. You could do your break, but you really need to keep going, but you ain't got no auxiliary tank, so you stop. Okay, you pull up into the Pilot or insert your favorite fuel island there, and you pull in to get your fuel. Okay, you pull in to get your fuel. You do the normal hoo-ha. It ain't even no line or nothing. You pull up, you go in, you pay, you come back out, you pump, you go back in, get your receipt, come back out to the truck, drive off. About 35 minutes done passed. Okay? And let's just say today we gonna drive the whole 10 hours because we got somewhere to be. We trying to get there though. All right, so I get back out in the truck and drive another 4 hours. And I pull in and I pull up and I get out. This time it's a truck in the island. So I gotta wait maybe 10, 15 minutes for him to fuel and pull up. And then I do my same spiel. I pull up, go pay. There for people that ain't got no card. I go pay. I come back out. I pump. I go back in, get the receipt, stand in line, come back out, get in my truck, leave. 45 minutes done passed. So we got basically an hour, 20 minutes right there in an 8 hour period of time, 9 hour period of time. I spent an hour and 20 minutes fueling. Okay, so I still got a little bit more to go. I got fuel. I got about another 2 hours to drive. If we're doing our math right, I got about another 2 hours to drive, which is probably about another 120 miles, 110 miles, 120 miles. I drive that. I pull up and I'm done for the night. I pull up at the truck stop. I fuel up one more time to get ready for the next day. Okay. Now, rewind, go all the way back to the beginning of the day. Now, yesterday, on that what we just said, you didn't have auxiliary tank. You stopped 2 times over the course of the day, and you got gas a third time at the end of the day, and you stayed in the truck stop pretty much an hour and a half that day. So when you get up the next day and you go drop off and you got another load on the trailer that's gonna continue to go and you got maybe another 8, 10 hours before you get to this next drop that's paying, okay, you do that same spiel again. So over the next course of 8 hours, you stop 2 times. And you get where you going and you drop and you spend about an hour and a half in the truck stop. Second day. In 5 days, drum roll please, in 5 days, you'll be spent 7.5 hours, almost 8 hours pumping fuel. 8 hours. My house to Atlanta ain't 8 hours. Y'all get where I'm going with this? You feel me? It time over everything. So now we're gonna rewind and say, oh man, I came out and I got my tank. Now I'm gonna show you how my day go. Get up, start my clock on duty, do my pre-trip, 14-hour clock rolling. Now, last night, at that last fueling that I do for the day, I did that. So I pulled up, I pumped 30 in the regular tank like you'll normally do that you gonna go them 250 miles on. And then on pump 45 in my little RDS tank right there, 45. So really I got more fuel on the back of the truck than I really even got under the truck. So basically I got an extra 15 gallons past 2 tanks of fuel. Guess what them 15 gallons is? The 15 gallons is where you not gonna let that truck go under. So you got 2 whole tanks of fuel, and by the time you get down to maybe a half a tank, a little bit less than a half a tank, you're not gonna let the truck run low, and that's that 15 gallon. You feel me? So you're gonna run your truck a little bit better because you ain't gonna be trying to get all you can get out of it and all that there because you did what I'm finna tell you to do and you ain't gonna be worried about it. So when you got up, I did the pre-trip. It's early in the morning. I got the load on there. I got 10 hours to drive. Okay, so I get out there on some real shit. I get out there. So I close that door, I don't open that door no more. Unless I gotta jump out and take a leak and jump back in and I'm still back at it, I'm hitting it. So we know with the log book, you gotta stop within the first 8 hours. It's mandatory. You gotta take a 30-minute break. So that's an opportunity right there that you could take to top it off or something like that if you wanted to. But you knowing that if you had one tank, you can't run to that 8 hour break at least. You can't even make it that far. So you're gonna stop before that 8 hour break. I'm gonna stop because I gotta stop. And then I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna time that shit. I might get something to eat or whatever, but I'm gonna sit there with the stopwatch on. And when it say 30 minutes and about 30 seconds, I'm going back on duty and I'm back on that road. I ain't wasting no time and I ain't fueling. So it ain't no way for nobody else to waste my time. Cause see, it ain't always what you do sometimes and how you do it. And then you'll run up on some folk that lackadaisy today. They ain't really got nowhere to be. They running short local stuff. They ain't got nowhere to go. They trying to eat breakfast in the truck while they sitting in the fuel island. They going up there leaving the truck in the fuel island while they taking a shower. You got assholes out here, y'all. For real. Thumbs up if you know there's some inconsiderate people out there. Like real talk. That do not value time of their own. So then you know they don't value your time. They don't care what you got going on. These folks be sitting up in there eating in McDonald's with their truck sitting right there in the fuel aisle, and they the fuel, you the fuel, and you can't even get out from behind them. You can't even get out. You got to back out the aisle and go around the other way to get out. And you do that. So right there, we just gonna say you got 8 hours that week. In a 5 week month, it gonna be 40 hours. In a 4 week month, you know what I'm saying, it gonna be 32 hours. But we gotta digress back to what I was talking about the time. Now, in the time of that day, which was hour and a half, an hour and a half. Okay, in an hour and a half, you can drive about 80, 90 miles. In an hour and a half, where you would have pulled up at 5 o'clock in the evening, you pulled up at 3:30. See, this shit means something. If you're paying attention to what I'm telling you, you know this shit means something that I'm telling you. Because you can't do the type of stuff that I be doing if the time don't allow. And I be doing some stuff you think can't be done and dropping the amount of load. How y'all think I can drop two and pick up one in the same day and they in two different states? Riddle me that shit. How y'all see? I'm talking about I video this shit and take y'all with me. I drop one, pick up two. They in two different states. They ain't even remotely close to each other. I'm talking like the two picks might be 3 hours apart and one drop 2 hours from that. How you do that in 8 hours? I wasn't sitting at no fuel pump. I closed that driver door and I kept it closed. And I handled my goddamn business. What's for supper? I'm getting hungry. Man, hey man, we getting meat and potatoes over here tonight, Big Daddy. We feed y'all steak tonight, Big Daddy. It to the point where, hey man, just with what I'm trying to give you and put your mind in a perspective to understand is that time is priceless. And if you really knew how much time you had, even running around here doing these loads and stuff, and how these shippers will hold you up and fuck with your time, if you knew how critical that was, you'll speed up. Even in life, if you knew how much time you really got left to be walking around here doing whatever you're doing, you'll speed up and put some shit in motion that you been had planned. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit ain't finna wait for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying for nobody to do this, do nothing. I'm talking about if you got your aspirations and dreams in life, period, and you working towards a goal, speed the fuck up, man. Whatever you save, and save a little bit faster. Sacrifice some shit, man. Stop doing some extra shit. Sacrifice, put some money up, and make your dream a reality. It don't matter if it's hot shot. I'm just saying in life, man. Be a go getter, man. Don't play around with it. Be a go getter. When they talk about you when you gone, let them say, man, that dude right there really work hard for his family. Boy, that dude provided right there, and that dude, he was always doing something else. He'll find something, he'll make some money and flip it into something else. And before you know it, he doing this over here and this over here. And man, fuck around had a little youth highlight going and everything. That dude was really hustling, man. He had all them kids over there. Yeah, man, that's how you do it, though. That's the type of conversation you want to be had about you when you ain't no longer with her. You feel me? You can't leave nothing but a legacy. You leave some motherfuckers some money, but they gonna spend that. The memories and all that there, and the legacy gonna be what stand. That won't be what stand. So, like I said, here I come with the tank, do the 8 hour pull up, give me a little snack or whatever, 30 minutes, 31 seconds. Shoo. Off. Like, little kick you 10 for 10. I need advice. I don't know what that is, bro. I just shoot. I do $40 1 hour consultation, man. I'm like this, bro. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. 10 for 10 minutes? What? I don't know. I just do, you know what I'm saying? I do what I do, cause like even when you do the $40 on the 1 hour consultation, that shit is not an hour, man. I be running hour, half, the hour 40 minutes, hour 10 minutes, hour 1 minute. I don't really do the time, you know. I don't even just really do the time. It's something about them $2 $20 bill that'll keep a bullshitter from even contacting me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that ain't even really 100 about what they trying to do. Cause I'm just saying, if you finna spend 40,000 and $40 might not be the lick for you. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. So I'm gonna get off that. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah. Tanner Transport, yeah, I talked to you earlier today. He said it's well worth it. Believe me, man. And I'm telling you, I'm getting you way more than what you're paying for. Be honest with you. I promise, man. Few months ago, I just wanted to follow up on the next step. Oh yeah, man, you know that. But I mean, that's how we rocking, man. You know, I say it like this. Don't call and cheat yourself. Get your notepad and be ready and just come with the whole gusto of, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give your ass so much homework and so much shit to think about to the point where shit, you gonna call me later on after that once you get through doing and implementing all that, and you're gonna be like, okay, I see how that done worked out. That right there make money. Now, how I'm gonna do this? I think I won't scale this thing. What's your best advice upon maybe possibly doing this and expanding it without being an asshole? And then I come tell you that type of shit. So, you know, but I do $40 1 hour consultations. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're gonna call or get in contact and want me to call you, hey, just you know, have a lot of questions and have your stuff together, man. Next step, you know, even if you're doing the next step, you call me and we do that. You know what I'm saying? It was an hour. We can talk about whatever the next step is because it's a step after that. It's a step after that. And the shit I'm doing right now, it's a step after the shit I'm doing. So even the stuff you talking about, it's a step behind it. The shit I'm doing right now, I'm steps ahead of certain people, but it steps after that. So I mean, like this shit is kind of an ongoing educationary type thing that really don't stop. It's just like if you living and you stop learning, you might not be living. You feel me? So, you know, I just keep it structured like that, man, because I don't want nobody to feel like their time being used or abused or they ain't getting what they need, because I ain't never had one of them consultations that wasn't blessing. Wasn't a blessing. I'm talking about straight up blessing. I'm talking about, what? I should have been a psychiatrist. Because, see, a lot of this stuff got to do with your mindset. Real talk. But okay. Upon realizing that you can move around, and diesel is not a problem for my time, I started to realize that the price of diesel everywhere ain't the same. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Aha moment, for real, for real. On some real shit. I'm gonna say it again because I really just blessed somebody down. You ain't know it yet. I'm gonna let it marinate on you. I realized, wait a minute, I got the capacity. I can run the 300 miles off my tank, 300 more miles off the auxiliary tank, and I still got 15 gallons left in the truck where I ain't running the tank dry. You know what I'm saying? I ain't running the tank dry, so I ain't jeopardizing the pump. I ain't sending no aerated fuel up there. I ain't pulling trash out the tank or nothing. So all that stuff gonna last longer and run cooler. So I got 30 gallon in the truck, 30 gallon in the auxiliary tank. It's a 45 gallon tank, so I got 15 gallon worth of cushion up in there. All my shit running, yada yada yada. Yeah, that yellow diesel, that's some kin to the B20 I was telling them about in that other video. I call it green, but it really do look like Mountain Dew. Oh God, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That shit run like garbage. How hard is it to install those auxiliary tanks? Or do you recommend a mechanic? The tank itself is not hard to install. The RDS tank I had was 3 drilled holes and the shit bolts to the bed. It has a rubber insulating mat that goes in between to keep the vibration. It won't rub a hole in the tank. The only part that's gonna be a little bit intricate, and you may or may not want to indulge in it or delve into it if you're not mechanically inclined. I suggest you don't. If you are mechanically inclined, you got tools, and you think you think you can have a high level of cleanliness when you do it, you can tackle the insert that goes into the filler tube. You can tackle that, because I mean I did both of my, well, I did the second truck. The first truck I did in Houston, I had never done it before. My partner that I started with, he had a shop that used to do a lot of custom work for different cars he had over the years, and they did it, and that shit was high. That shit was high. I'm talking between the tank and the installation and everything. The tank wasn't even that much. That shit cost a whole $1,000, y'all. And that what had me kind of avoiding it for a minute, cause I was like, man, everything we buying, it just started. God damn, we ain't made that much money. This dispatcher bullshit and shit, money ain't flowing. This shit steady coming out of the pocket. I'm talking about all this shit straight out the cushion, out the pocket. So we like, man, it just banned justified. And I ain't gonna lie, we ran from spending that $1,000 for about 2.5 months. And I started to just go back and do the numbers, and I'm realizing we ain't making that much money. We grossing some money, but we ain't really making that much money. Fuel is a major thing. Then it was 2018, diesel was like $3. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty kind of screwed up. So, I started looking at it and I was like, man, we ain't running that many loads. Probably running 4 loads a week. And all them loads ain't even paying $1,000 because some of them short in between some long stuff. And it's average now. We making 3,500 a week gross. You know what I'm saying? And then you're dealing with two people, so you got basically two salaries, which ain't really salaries. That's just something to say you made something back off your money every week, but it wasn't nothing to talk about. Then you got this big lump sum of money that goes to the expenses. Then you got this other big lump sum of money that's going to the maintenance account in case something really happens. Because we got an older truck. So, it got to the point where you really ain't seeing your money. So I was like, man, we ain't seeing that money like we supposed to. I don't like this shit, man. I'm coming home, I feel like I ain't seeing that money. Bill getting paid, but I'm like, damn, this ain't right. It's something we missing. We wasting time. Something ain't right. And I know we two people. We doing it wrong and everything. We two people driving and shit. And, why we ain't? Cause I'm talking about we overnighting everything. Even the stuff that they say they don't want for 2 days. Just because we rolling like we rolling, we were overnighting everything. Everything. But what was killing us is all through those productive hours of the day. Basically from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. Basically the productive hours of the day, you wasting at least an hour and a half of that in a truck stop. And then I'm gonna give y'all some of the biggest game I can say about this. That's just a blessing. It's gonna bless you right here. Those that do this know when you travel from west to the east coast, every time you cross the time zone, you lose an hour. So we said that over the course of that day, you spend an hour and a half in the fuel station, and you drive from Texas, well, you drive from Mississippi to Georgia. Well, that time you spend in that fuel island is gonna be magnified, not multiplied, but magnified by the fact that you're gonna cross a time zone going into Georgia and lose another hour. So you told them people you were gonna be there at 3 and didn't realize you were gonna lose that hour crossing over, and you're gonna actually be there at 4. And you still could have been there at 3 if you didn't spend at least an hour in the fuel island. Wait a minute, hold up. This kept becoming a problem. It becoming a problem. Hold up, wait a minute. I could have been there at 3. And even if I lost an hour, I still could have been there at 3. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This don't make no sense. Hold up. This type of shit I'm going through. This don't make no sense. Hold up. Wait a minute. It makes sense. It right, but it don't sound right. Okay. I lose this time in the Fury Island. Okay. I lost an hour. I knew that. And then I learned that as soon as I cross over this Alabama Georgia line, I'm gonna lose another hour. Okay. And I realized I can't stop that hour. Ain't nothing I can do about that hour, so I got to work on something that I could do something about. Well, what about that hour I spent in the Fury Island? I'd have been an hour ahead of myself. I would have crossed over that line an hour earlier, so I would have lost an hour, but the time would have came right back. How many of y'all have ever been to Alabama at 3 o'clock and drive and get to Georgia at 3 o'clock again? It don't happen. But how many of y'all have ever been in Georgia and drive to Alabama and it was 3 o'clock in Georgia? And you drove to Alabama and it was 3 o'clock again when you made to the shipper. I done did it 1,000 times. How many of y'all have ever drove to Texas and been in Texas? And when you come out of Texas on the way to Colorado and you cross over in there and you were supposed to be dropping off and you were still in Amarillo area. And before you made Durango, you crossed that line and you came up 25. But first you was on 191 because you went around Grand Junction because you don't like Grand Junction. See, I quote this shit off like the dome for real though. If you from over there, you know I ain't bullshitting. You know I ain't playing. Cause you know 191 gonna come up, it gonna hit 70, it gonna turn to 191 again, it gonna go up, it gonna go over, and it gonna connect to 25. You gonna kick 25 all the way up to Denver. Anybody from over there, tell them I ain't lying. Tell them I ain't lying. It be like that when you'd have been to Denver like 24 times. Every way it is to go that way. I'm just saying. I quote you all the way back to my house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Road for road and detour. If you want to take a detour, we can go another way and I can still bring you home. Highway for highway. For real, because I am paying attention. And it's hard to train people to do something that you can't do. So I do that. But anyway, beside the point, I realized, hey, I could cheat this shit. Wait a minute, hold up. I could cheat this shit. I could cheat the system. Just by not having to stop that hour that I was gonna lose, gaining the hour coming back from east going west. I could, in theory, be in Columbus and pull up in Albany before I left? What the fuck? Wait a minute. Hold up. It could be 2 o'clock in Columbus. I could go to Albany. I could go to Auburn. I say Auburn. I go to Auburn and be in Auburn probably less than an hour and look up and it's like 10 minutes to 2 o'clock. What the fuck? Yeah, Grand Junction is a bitch. I'm gonna be like that. Grand Junction 70, Indiana 70, they got the same brake machine in there that's not meant for electric brakes. It's meant for air brakes. And they be felling trucks. They got brand new brakes. Brand new trucks straight out of assembly line. They felling them on the brake test in Indiana. Go check out my Indiana brake scam video where they fucked over me with some brakes and mine throw you out the windshield. So we ain't gonna talk about that. I don't go through there. Fuck them. But at the same time, it is what it is. Those folks doing their job and they doing it to the extent of when they rehabbed and refabbed that way station right there, they made it so you cannot miss them. They got them cones set up and they are funneling you in, baby. Come on down. You nigga test on. We finna take all your money. I'm just saying. Hey, man. Shit, there's y'all. Y'all want to roll the dice and go through there and get violated for something that ain't wrong? Be my guest. But I'm telling you, if you're the hot shot going through there and they decide to roll you in one of them bays and sit you on that breakdown machine, just know that your trailer ain't gonna stop that machine. Your truck barely can stop that machine. You had your foot to the floor. I'm talking about 2 feet on your brake pedal and that machine still be torquing your tire. It don't stop. Like, so that's something. I'm just be honest with you, just some real shit that ain't calibrated for a pickup truck or electric brake trailer, electric over hydraulic, unless you got 12,000 pounds on the trailer, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna keep spinning that tire and it gonna fail that test. They're gonna put you out of service. And then the killing part about it is when they put you out of service, you got like 2, 3 options of people that they fuck with that can come fix it, sign off on it, and say it's okay. They did me like that in Indiana, y'all. The guy that came out there, go back and watch the video. Y'all, please watch that video. The man sat there and told me exactly what I already knew because these some never adjust brakes. I got 8K axles. That shit adjusts itself. That shit tight all the time. That wasn't nothing wrong with my brakes. He didn't have to adjust because they was already adjusted out. And when I pull my breakaway cable, I'm dragging the trailer and I can't move the truck. So it ain't nothing else he can do to these brakes. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He signed the paper. I take the paper back in there to show the officer. He didn't even want to see it. He just wanted me to spend my money, get it out of service, and he get some more money to his homeboys and shit. So yeah, it was a scam. It's fucking extortion. It's really bullshit because you got to do what they say, even though ain't nothing wrong with your shit. And I had just served in my trailer a day before I came through there. I had just left home the day before, the morning before. I had just served my trailer that weekend. I know my shit was right. I'm talking my shit was right. Throw you out the windshield and they fucked over me. So, okay. We knowing, like I said, you getting this time back like this, certain instances, you will be able to cheat the system on time. You can actually, in theory, depending on where you stop and start at, close to these time zone lines, and you don't have to stop for fuel, you can actually be sitting there on one side of the line, wake up at 8 o'clock, start driving to your pickup, go to the other side of the line, and be at the pickup at 8 o'clock. And I do that sometimes when I feel lazy. When I get lazy, if I know the pickup is right on the other side of that line, I drive all the way to that line the night before and I stop because they let me stop an hour early. That means I can start an hour early, which if I want to leave, it's another hour away. I can still sleep to what I would say would be 8, get up, go across there, and look, at 8 o'clock again. There's a lot of little intricate shit that go into moving a truck. Like my dispatcher did. I ain't got nothing to say against the dispatcher, but I'm gonna say it like this: they might not know everything that fits into the puzzle of really moving the truck cross country. You might say local area or whatever like that, but when you get to talking about bro, when you get to talking about cross country moving, you talking about stuff got to be coordinated, stuff got to be here a certain day and all that. There, man, really, to be honest with you, I ain't got time to be considering the fact you can legally argue your equipment is not messed up. You can demand to see the above officer. You don't have to accept what the Trooper DOT said. That's true, man. But then I'm gonna be honest with you, the dude was irritated. And there ain't no excuse for me not, you know what I'm saying, just pressing the issue, but I had somewhere to go. I was in transit. I had my hour lined up. I did not have to stop for fuel because I had this thing right here and I really had somewhere to be. Oh man, you almost missed it. Like, what your notifications lagging, ain't it, bro? Once you leave and try to argue later, it's almost impossible to screw that. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. You can't really even do nothing after the fact. And that's why I said I had somewhere to be. I was praying for time. I ain't feel like the bullshit. He was getting frustrated. I know he was dead wrong. He know he was dead wrong. But it just to the point where I damn near had to take that one on the chin because the time I would have wasted would have threw the delivery off, which would actually threw the next delivery off too. Because I was working on the clock and I was going to basically pull up at the drop off, and it was gonna be right at the time they closed. I was gonna drive another hour and put me an hour away, right on the side of one of them lines, right before you cross, for to be right there at the shipper the next morning. That was gonna fuck all that up. If I had stayed there like another hour or two trying to get somebody else out there and they validating the same shit he said, then it's off chance, you know what I'm saying, they would have agreed, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was one of the things I just had taken on the chin, bro. I ain't want to do it. That's why I made the video. I just wanted y'all to see that shit because I ain't really had time to argue the fact and be out there forever. But yeah, I went on and did that video with me out there, and you know what I'm saying? It was some bullshit. It was some straight up BS, like for real though. And I can't lie, man. I was a victim of circumstance and time over everything. I ain't had time for this shit. I really didn't. I let you have that one. I take an L one time because I know I got like 2,600 on the trailer right now, and I'm going across one of the treacherous, most bullshit way stations and highways in the country. From East Coast to West Coast, 70 will fuck over you. Weather-wise, road condition wise, construction wise, different area with bad driver, and the fucking DOT 70 will burn you, y'all. I'm just saying. I mean, there's other places in the country where you get burned, but 70 got from east to west coast got the bigger variety of weather, the bigger variety of scenery. You see everything you want to see on 70. For real, it's still an easy time. They ain't giving you no easy time crowd there. And you go over there toward the West Coast, they gonna gateway your ass at Grand Junction. They gonna tell you like this the gateway to the West right here. You come through us, baby. For real. I don't go through there. I-95, also a high one. Yes, sir. All the way up and down. I actually get off 95 once I get up there around that corridor and everything start turning into toll road and everything. That's where that traffic get ignorant. You know what I'm saying? I get off and I sacrifice driving an extra hour just to go around that shit. It's safer, it's less risk, versus reward. But if you gotta run 95 and you get all the way up there and one of your cities spurs off of 95, you ain't got no choice. You just gonna have to run it. But yeah, in certain areas, you'll learn that you gotta go that way, but you ain't gotta go that particular way. You'll get around some of this stuff and you'll realize, man, there's a lot of people out here trying to get an insurance check off you too. And the less people you got crammed in one space at one time, you can do better. And then you can sit and wait till 9 o'clock while you on the east side of that line and you know you 30 minutes from the shipper, you can wait till 9:50 on this side of the line and cross the line and still get there at like 9:50 and miss some of the traffic that's going on this side of the line because it all kind of just wish-wash together. But at the same time, you can manage your trips a little bit better when you dealing with time and you ain't thinking about this fuel. I oftentimes say, if diesel is any of your concern, what we doing out here, something wrong. We got too many fuel cards. We got too many ways to save. We got too many gas stations that are cheaper than the truck stop. We got too many ways to put the extra fuel on the truck where we ain't got to stop. And it's to the point where if diesel is a concern, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. Yeah, sometimes it's easy to go all the way around less idiots accidents to avoid. Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. And there's certain places where you can't really do it. If you want to go through Atlanta, you gotta go through Atlanta. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You want to go to Houston, go through Houston. You can go 610 and loop around some of that 10 that's going through there, 610 and go south or north and loop around. You're gonna add some time, and then it ain't much better because they got construction. It ain't much better. So like it just you learn from going through places so much at certain times of the day that like, hey man, this ain't everybody. What's up? What's up with it, Tyson? What it be like from the NC? Yeah, man, good folks up there in North Carolina too. We good folks all over the place, man. But at the same time, I'm talking about this fuel, this tank, and some people get the system. They got a system that actually will, it has a gauge, it's electronic, it got a pump, it tell you when it's low, it turns itself on and off, and yeah, yep. All that stuff, they got that system costing every bit of 2 grand, you know what I'm saying? And it's a really nice system, you know what I'm saying? They got Titan tanks and they got all that, but just to be honest with you, a straight up old fashioned RDS aluminum tank with your fuel filler adapter where it'll drain in there at its own pace. Be honest with you, I never close it. I really don't unless I'm doing something specific with the diesel in the tank back there. Like I'm trying to hold the diesel in the tank up there and I'll be idling all night on the tank on the bottom and watch what the gauge does so I can gauge how much fuel I'm wasting overnight. I do that sometime from time to time because I be curious about it. Like, I wonder how much the thing really burning in the 10, 11 miles I've been sitting here. So I close the top tank so we know the tank under the truck is all the way full. It's super full. You know what I'm saying? So shoot. And I look at it and see what it is. Do I run a fuel additive? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, yeah, I do. Uh, I fuck with that diesel clean that has Cummins on the bottle and stuff like that, and then um, transmission fluid. I've done that. Just a side note on that transmission fluid deal though. Um, I think the 2 cycle oil was a better result than the transmission fluid. You know, transmission fluid, it's gonna lubricate and everything. And then you do not want to use synthetic anything. You don't want to use synthetic transmission fluid, synthetic oil. If you're gonna add that in there, you don't want to use any of that stuff because that shit is not meant to be burned, and we sending this directly into the combustion chamber where it's gonna be burned. So if you set something in there that's not being meant to be burned, it's going to more than likely crystallize and form deposits, which would be counterproductive to what you're trying to do. You'll lube the pump up, you'll clean the pump, but you'll dirty up the tip of the injector. So, no synthetic lubricants of any kind going in that diesel. You might want to use an additive with a cetane boost. Right now, most additives are going to have an anti-gelling additive in there, and you can use that to keep that fuel from freezing up while it's super cold like it is and everything. But to be honest with you, the best thing you can do, you know what I'm saying, is get something that's approved by your manufacturer to put in there. I use Diesel Clean from time to time. But like I say, buying the best diesel that you can run across. If you can get that light blue tint, that blue magic, that straight drop, that's what we getting. But while we pumping all that other stuff, yeah, I would stick a little bit of cetane boost, anti-gelling type of deal, hot shot, or whatever you want to do with the fuel. Yeah, I run that. I run some of that. I do that. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of manufacturers that don't put nothing in there, but these the same manufacturers that saying, oh my God, the pump's steady going out on the truck. So if I know I can do something that's gonna prolong the life of the truck, these pumps, and my pocket, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna do that. Manufacturer said change the oil at 15,000. I know I can do 10,000. That should help my pocket. Fuck what the oil costs. Oil is cheap. Engine cost money. How often do I agree with my U joint? At the 30, at the 30,000. I agree that front drive shell and them U joints at the 30. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not at the 30, I know it'll get greased at the 50 when it's time to change the transmission filter because the transmission filter say 70, but I do it at 50,000. So while I'm under, I'm hitting everything I see. And that's just how I go. We done slid into a slight Q&A. If you're new to the channel, man, welcome aboard. Feel free. Hit that subscribe, that bell, get your notifications, man. We kicked it live off almost an hour ago. I hope this has been a little bit informative for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you listen to what I was saying about how that tank rolls and how you can maximize the fact that you're not at the mercy of the price of gas where you're passing through, that's a saving. You're not at the mercy of the guy taking the shower on the other side of the fuel island that's blocking you in and keeping you from going out and getting you some money. New here, liking info, thanks. Hey, absolutely, brother, and we appreciate you having time to come holler at us, man. Cause like I said, it's just real people talking about some real stuff that's gonna be beneficial to your business. You know what I'm saying? Mac, hey man, you new man. Hey, invite you guys to press the subscribe button, man. Check out some of my playlists, especially the lives, man. We be having some real good talks in here about stuff that really matters, man. We cool. We my objective of my channel, and I like to say this a lot, is I'm gonna show you some shit. Sure, true enough. I got some good videos. You get to see some stuff that's gonna be like, bam, and that's nice and everything. But my objective is not only for you to see some stuff, but to learn to see through some things when it comes to this industry. All the videos are informative for real, for real. And I appreciate that. And that's like I said, my channel might not be all, glitz and glamour and very, very high on stuff, but I appreciate you for subbing, man. Thank you so much, man. Y'all slowly but surely doing y'all mad thing, man, with this subscriber count. It's going up by the minute, man. It's crazy. And I appreciate y'all. And like I say, I do this for y'all on a level that I really don't think nobody else will be willing to just do it. You know what I'm saying? The way I make myself available to 1 hour consultations, and like I say, it's consultation, not consolation. And we're gonna actually work your specific situations, the obstacles, the finances. If you're already running, how we gonna fine tune this thing and just make sure that you're not putting yourself in a situation to regret some decisions. And what I say, put yourself in the whole seat, because there's a whole lot of high class pimping going on with this trucking thing, man. Real talk. Real talk, hey man, and it's a blessing to be able to come and have a platform where I can actually steer some people in the right direction, show you some pitfalls, and give you 100% real proof. Like the numbers, I break all the numbers down. I let you ride with me. I put up rate cons. I don't talk shit. I put up the rate confirmation of what it is. I post them in the community. I put them in videos, and I show my gross and my net and stuff off of tabs and different places like that where I factored in money. And this is real numbers. This ain't something I generated and nothing. And it just shows you what is possible with a non-CDL high shot or a 10-speed bike with a little red wagon. Y'all know I like that analogy because, like I said before, this shit about more than just I got a CDL or I got a semi, I pull a tanker, I run flatbed. They're about the individual. Like I say, I oftentimes say, man, can't nobody hustle this shit like you. And if you have been doing trucking and if you know this stuff, how it goes, how I'm telling you, man, really be honest with you, hey, yeah, I do, man. And hey, Mac, I do. I show all that, bro, because it's too much buffoonery going on. It's too many people out here that are making you believe that this is a situation where you could come out here and give a lackluster effort and have very large mistakes being made, equipment failures, all type of bumbling things that you really can't do out here and still make it. If you don't have 100,000 subscribers, man, and you're not getting an extra 10 grand a month to cover all the buffoonery that's going on, bro, you're gonna go out of business. So you can't listen to everything. A lot of stuff is very, very entertaining, but that's all it is. And that's all you need to take it for. Because a person that tell me how he lose or how to lose $15,000 in a month through bad business practice can't put up a video right behind it and tell me how to make 20 grand. Like right behind it. You can't do that to people that understand numbers and business and just know what really goes into making a successful business in this industry. And like I said, that's why I say it really ain't about what you drive and what you got going on. It ain't what you do, it how you do it. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to do anything, and there's multiple ways to do anything. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but you're not going to continue to show me that being less than acceptable and I'm subpar, if you will get this shit done and change your life. I'm showing people how to change their life. I'm showing how people how to come out here and make enough income for 2 or 3 people. Where you can tell your wife, hey, baby, you ain't got to go work no more. I know. I know you don't be feeling your best. Everything stressed out at work, yada, yada, yada. Man, fuck them bitches. You ain't got to go up in there no more. For real. You ain't got to go up in there no more. Don't worry about what they talking about up in there. They finna downside. Did well, you help them downside. Okay? Get your shit and come on up out of there. She doing much better, you guys. She up in there now. She not too long came back from out with her sister and stuff. She just trying to get everything back to normal, kind of get your equilibrium back on yourself out stuff like that, man. It's one of the things where it really mess with your headset. Tyson from NC said it's a lot of money out there. This is a $70 billion industry. Just give me 0.00001% And I'm cool. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm all right. I ain't greedy like that. Give me 0.0000001% of $70 billion. If I can profit that, whatever that number is, I don't care what it is. I'm satisfied. I'm just saying, if that's how you gotta look at it. Sometimes you're like, it's way too much money out here for the type of shit that you're doing, and you got people talking people into doing things that they know is not productive for business. I.e., some of my other videos, you got to check it out about the enterprise runner where I break down the numbers. And those are the 2018 numbers, just a recent video from like 2 days ago. And I just did a cost analysis. If I had have gotten that at the time, you know what I'm saying? I need my piece of pie 2021. Don't we all, brother? And get what? You set yourself up. I talked to you before. You're in a position where you're going to get a piece of the pie. It's going to be a nice piece, and you know what to do with the money. And that's why I'm here. Because the whole thing about it, a lot of stuff seems unattainable that really is, I ain't gonna say simple. It ain't easy. It ain't just do whatever you want to do like these people make you think. But the type of numbers that I push around that people lie about they do, I really push them numbers around. Like this nice piece of change. And that's why I can't respect a clown that come out here after getting off the phone with me a year ago, asked me about what I did after my first year, and you'd have been out here 3 years. You know what I'm saying? It to the point where I can't respect you really as a trucker. I respect you as a YouTuber, but I don't really respect you as a trucker just because the fact of the matter, you got to piggyback off somebody that's relatively news numbers to come up with a video that would not be topped by somebody that just came out here about a year. I lost respect for the clown. So, you know what I'm saying? You lie to some people sometimes. You know, you can fool them, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You ain't gonna steady people having everybody in America thinking that everything you got going on, making an ass out of these people is working. That shit ain't working. You gotta make a story, plots, and drama line, you know what I'm saying, to make that shit go together with a lie that really got out of hand. Thumbs up if you know sometimes you can tell a lie so long you think it's true, and by the time you look up again, that lie done got out of hand. Somebody, Cumberland County Custom said, I just bought a '07 3500 30-day tag, still on. Had to change the flex plate and torque converter, but saved 15,000 over the 2017 paid cash for the trailer. I am coming. You sure is coming, boy. You coming. You did that, boy. You struck a mean one in, bro. You struck a mean one. Yeah, that's '07. Yeah, that's a good year. Good towing capacity, 5'9". I know it might be as early 6'7". You put a flat plate torque converter in it. Shit, hey man, shit. I hope you put the at least a twin disc converter in there. But man, shit, that sound like fresh meat right there, bro. I go for it. You know what you got. You know what you did to it. And that one of the bigger things about used equipment, just knowing what you starting out with and knowing what you facing and being willing to do it. And then at the same time, shit, you save so much money process, it was love. 40-foot trailer, come on out of there. Come on, Cumberland. Cumberland County Custom, come on down. You the next contestant on these hot shots running right. These motherfuckers running right, boy. And like I said, it ain't about what I'm talking about, because the same folk that can't figure out how to make no money doing this shit and make consistent profit, the same people that people actually looking toward for forecasting about this shit. Like, what? Do you like do a real wheel? Yes and no. I mean, on the CDL high shot, that's preferred. That's what you need. On a non-CDL high shot, if I'm going dual wheel rear wheel, it'd have to be a third gen or either a Ford in a newer model because they kind of light. But I'm like this: if you weight restricted, why fuck around with something that weighs more? They got the same drivetrain. They might not have the same rear end gear, but they got the same drivetrain. It can stand what the other truck can stand, but it's not gonna have to because you run a non-CDL. So I run a single wheel, you know. But dual rear wheel, it is more stable and everything like that. But then you get into derating trailers and you start worrying about if you're gonna be overweight on the trailer axle since you derated this shit. And it's a little bit more complicated with the dually. And then I like to go off duty, you know what I'm saying? And my 2500 is rated at 10,000 pounds. So not being 10,001 pounds like the dually would be, probably 13, 14, I can log off duty. I can unplug it. I can use the truck for a normal truck. I can take the signs off and drive. And not being 10,001 gross vehicle weight, I don't got to log it. It's not a commercial truck anymore. Hold on one second. Yo, my bad. Thought I saw somebody pulling up in my driveway. I'm like, I'm not expecting any company what the business is. How many of y'all know when you pay your property tax, you be a little bit more protective over your shit? When you paying property taxes and all that shit, you be like, eh. Okay, let me get to some of this question up in here. V Slow Leezy. I had to get out the semi game and more money for me and home time high shot. Yeah, you really kind of be your own boss, especially if you keep your overhead down. Like I say in a lot of these other videos, man, cost of operation down. Shit, you can do like I'm doing. I'm at home. I'm on a 90-day vacation and shit. I'm proud to say it too. And to go out, I've been going out working every other week, putting a little video together, show y'all how you can make anywhere from 8 to 14,000. Like I said, I'm shooting for 10. Work 2 days a week. Once you get this shit together, you know where the lanes at, you know what's going on. Come out here and gross your 10 grand. Work 8 days. Go back in. Pay all your bills. Keep your couple grand to yourself. Have a fine day. Cumberland County Custom. ComData fuel card, the best. I'm gonna say it like this. In most cases, you need to see who ComData going through and then holler at them. I like direct fuel cards. I got a lot of direct fuel cards with the actual people that I'm getting the fuel from, you know. And then you got some carriers and things like that, ComData suppliers like that, and providers that put you in the big network, and then you can see some big savings like that. But it's all about the numbers and if they got a fee and do the fee make sense and all that stuff. But like I say, all my credit, I well not credit card, but all my fuel cards, they are not credit based. They ACH deductions, and they vary depending on which one I use, anywhere from 18 cents all the way up to, I have say 81 cents on a gallon. That's a big day. 81 cents a gallon. You wish you had a 1,000-gallon auxiliary tank. I ready to pump all that shit, y'all. I ready to got down there empty one of the accounts. I just buy all that diesel that day, but I couldn't do it. And there you go. That's the last thing I'll say before we get off here about the auxiliary tanks and the time and the money and everything like that. In my situation, in my truck, I could leave my house around Jackson, Mississippi. Got a load to drop off in Atlanta. So I know Atlanta about 7.5 hours from my house in a hot shot. Okay, so I'm gonna leave to go to Atlanta probably about 12, 12:30 a.m., Monday morning. Pull up over there, probably like 8 o'clock. Just in time to take my 30-minute break off duty, which I'm going to probably be done packed a lunch. So I'm going to take my off duty at the receiver. in the yard. Once I unstrap that shit, I ain't got no responsibility to it. I put my straps up, I go off duty. Y'all handle that business. I be here, y'all. Whatever. Them 30 minutes gone, I hop back in the truck. Even if I ain't got nothing to put on there, I know I can turn around regardless of what the price of gas is in the A, which I know is gonna be like 75 cents higher than Mississippi. I ain't gotta put no gas in the truck in the A. I come back to Birmingham and put something in it. Or I run all the way back, almost to Meridian, Mississippi, and I should be sitting on basically the 10.5 hour mark. I'll be coming across Birmingham. And I'm gonna stop anyway for to go for the night. Then when I'm gonna pull in when it don't matter anymore, fill up that there and get ready to get up in the morning and go on back to the house. But like I said, my least concern with that fuel over there in Georgia, cause I know I ain't got to touch that fuel, and I can come up out of there and make it almost back home to where good fuel, cheap fuel at, and I got that option. I'm not bound to spend an extra 75 cents just because I drove 2 hours across this line. I ain't got to touch y'all fuel. And if I want to be snazzy about it and I know it's finna do that, I fill up again in Birmingham on the way, miss over Atlanta all the way, and drive all the way back home and still have no gas. It give you options. It give you options where you can manipulate that time. And like I said, going from time zone to time zone, these manipulations of time gonna be super important, and you stopping for fuel is gonna be counterproductive. So if you got and be like, hey man, I'm gonna put 100 gallons on there. Depending on what you getting on mileage, all you need to do is make it so you can have at least 650 miles worth of range and a half a tank of fuel left over. So basically, you could press it on out, you could push it out, and damn near get 700 miles out of it. And that's the range you want to be in, because if you're not running the West Coast where it's 78 all the way across Arizona, somewhere like that, bro, you're not going to run over 650 miles, maybe 700 miles in an 11-hour period of time. And you still had the option to get a splash and go at the 8-hour mark. You had to stop anyway. So you can get a splash and go and bump that up, and you still got fuel left over when you get all the way across there, and you could beat a rat over 700 miles if it's possible. But fuel, you're not going to be a slave to it. You're not going to be a slave to the price of fuel in different areas as it fluctuates. It won't affect you as much. That ends up going toward the bottom line. To the house, man. Are y'all getting it on in there? 2001 died, 3,500 coming. Can it work? Yes, it can, sir. 2001. We're gonna want to upgrade that lift pump on that. We're gonna holler at is that power driven diesel? Holler at them boys over there, see if you can get that kit to, control that fuel in that soot a little bit on there, little rack modification on that thing, and just ease that up a little bit on the horsepower, just a little bit. I ain't saying this is underpowered, but I say this just to bring it up a little bit more to what you'll be getting out of a more modern engine. But to be honest with you, without any modifications, and you just put a proper lift pump on that truck, I advise you to put you a fast or air dog on there, because that P pump, that bitch is high. You can't find nobody that really know what they doing with those things. And if you have to send it off and rebuild it, it might be a couple of grand to rebuild it and get a new one and making sure everything's set up right. It's timed and all that shit. It's totally timed with the motor and everything. It's one of them things where you want to preserve that pump at all costs. So yeah, I go straight on into a fast or an air dog from the door. I wouldn't even run that pulling no type of weight until I got that fuel system addressed with that inline lift pump, or that on the side of the block. On your case, it's gonna be on the side of the driver's side of the block. It's a little spot right there, and it's mechanical. Yeah, we wanna get that up out of there, cause that thing right there will bring that motor to a stop. Do I offer dispatch service? I do it, but it ain't nothing I just really offer. It's just people that know me and they know how I be moving around and they'll just approach me about it. I really, man, be honest with you, it be so much headache in doing it the way I do it because I ain't gonna say I'm full service to where I'm all in your business about the money and stuff, but I'm full service to the point where I'm dead serious about these drive being where they supposed to be at. I ain't just bullshit with nobody. I feel like everybody at work. I'm at work. Y'all got me doing this shit. I'm up at 2, 3 in the morning sending emails. I'm all on these load boards. I'm using my contacts and everything to keep you loaded and all that there. And like I said, sometimes folks be motivated as you are and get out there and work. And then it be their driver. It might be the owner that they don't even get up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I do it, but man, like I said, it's a hell of a frustrating thing sometimes because like everybody, people ain't always together. You might have an understanding with the owner of the company that you dispatching for, but the owner of the company ain't got no understanding with their drivers, and they driver be bullshitting and running over these people, man, and doing all type of oddball shit and running out with the truck and unplugging GPSs and not telling them where they at and burning fuel in the middle of the night, making other bullshit runs and all. There's a lot of shit go on. So, like I said, I do it, but I put so much into it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I charge more than the average dispatcher. I do. Because the results gonna be there, but your people gotta cooperate. You gotta have some folk that work because I'm calculating the time. Like for real, train the wife and charge 10%. Train the wife and charge 10%. Yeah, I could, but I'm saying with her condition with the seizures, bro, it be like you don't want stressors. And that's some stressful shit. When you got brokers calling you like, where the truck at? And you call the guy, he said he was 10 minutes away an hour ago and he still ain't there. And the ship about to close. And all that shit, bro, to the point where you like, I get mad, but I shake it off. But having people yelling on the phone sometimes because they frustrated. All that type shit go into that, you know what I'm saying? To the point where, nah, I wouldn't even do it like that, bro. That's some shit right there. You got to have strong minds instead to keep dealing with the broker, the shipper, the driver, the owner of the company that you dispatching for, and then you still got your own shit going too. I still got all these trucks over here. I got to move around, make sure everybody good and straight, but at the same time, it's a serious headache. That's why I said I charge a little bit more than the average. Some folks 5, 6, 7%. I charge 10, bro. Man, the shit I do, you know what I'm saying? If your people will cooperate, can be amazing. But you gotta cooperate. These folk gotta be where they say they at. These folk gotta be where they say they gonna be when they say they gonna be there. And the excuses like asshole, everybody got one, bro. So you know what I'm saying? When they come to me with that shit, I be out there working when I don't feel good and moving around and still making these appointments, making this shit happen, dropping like I supposed to be dropping and everything. Cause I know one thing, this shit real. If you ain't that serious, you know what I'm saying? You ain't that serious. I can't make you be, but they gonna frustrate the fuck out of me with all the work I'm putting in to get you your shit and have you where you lined up and you can be here, be there, and be back home by Friday. I'm doing all that there. And you oversleep 2 hours in the truck stop because you ain't feel like getting up. Man, that shit make you so mad. You just don't know the countless days I done sat in my chair and said, man, I'm so glad that ain't my truck. Man, that couldn't even be my truck. I don't know what these folk doing. That ain't my, I'm so glad that ain't my truck. Ooh, that was my truck, goddamn. Somebody, man, see, and that's the type of shit you deal with. I ain't with it all the time. I rather do what I'm doing and chill out. And you want me to help you find a load or whatever, and shit ain't working. And you want me to help you link up something? Send me a cash out. We'll do it like that. I don't want no percentage or nothing. We'll figure it out. You gonna have to call your own people and do your own care pack. I ain't doing no paperwork, but I send it to you. I give you all shit, send it to you, show you how you can link that shit up, and you call them and see what happened. But man, I'm not doing that shit no more. Hell nah. I gotta do that shit for my people and just let that be it, man. Cause like I say, you be dealing with an owner that got certain expectations, knowing damn well your employees ain't shit. No, these folk run over you, do the fuck they want to do, and all type of shit with your equipment. Tell you they ain't coming, they ain't gonna be there, they don't want to run this load. I thought we were going home yesterday. I'm on my way home. Well, like, where you at? You going to get the load? No, I thought we were through. I'm on it Thursday. I'm on my way home now. I ain't gonna make it there for you. I know I told you I gotta be over there for the little football game they had Friday evening and all that. Bro, you was in Arizona, we in Mississippi. You for real? So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, with the dispatch. Nah, I do it, but I just do it for these people that fuck with me that I've been kind of doing it for. We gotta understand it, and hey, I help out when I can, and then I just leave it at that. I ain't hell no. Cause see, the normal dispatch service gonna find your load. You want it, you take it, you don't. You get it there on time. They ain't worried about how much time you got on the clock for the week, the day. None of that shit. Can you get there before they close? They ain't worried about where you were when you had to go dead head and it's 3 and they say you gotta be there by 3:30, but you an hour and a half away. Them folk ain't got their ass on none of that shit. Ain't gonna be looking at you crazy like you stupid when you pull up and the road an hour and a half, get somewhere they closed and all that. That dispatcher ain't got nailed down for you. And it broke either because you agreed to do something that you couldn't do. Hey, what's up, Art? Hey, bro. Great info. Thanks. Have a good night. That's all I'm trying to do. And yeah, I'm finna get up off here, man. Everybody got to go work and do their thing or with their family. Y'all probably might be up cooking or starting to do some stuff. I don't know how that go. But at the same time, man, like I said, I just want to be a service, be a little bit more informative, go over some of the aspects as I felt coming into this game that I know it's on some of y'all mind. Like all the stuff you'd added up. I'd say probably 75% of the people that add up all the costs in their business, they may think about an auxiliary tank, but you really don't know what that means. You really just don't know you wouldn't even have a thought about it. If you really knew what it meant, you know what I'm saying? To have that freedom, to have that flexibility over the course of I say a 22-day period of time where you run at 22 days out of 30 and you got 4 2-day weekends, so that's 8 days out of 30. You got 22 days and you save an hour and a half a day for 22 days. At the very least, that's like 33 hours, 36 hours in there. And you know what I'm saying? Certain days it be longer than other days. You got real people that'll hold you up in a funeral island for an hour, one stop. You might go up in there and it ain't the funeral island. You just want to get something to eat while you up here. And you go up in there and hell, the Wendy's line outside the door, they got people crowded around the little bar where they fix your plate at and shit. It just is what it is. It's a madhouse up in there. You know you're not finna get out of here for another 30 minutes. Hey, peace and love. I'm finna get up out of here too, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you all, man. Hey, all y'all, man. Hey, enjoy your families, man. And always keep in mind that that's why we doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's always a blessing, you know what I'm saying, to be a blessing. I feel like I be a blessing to y'all, you know what I'm saying? So it's always good to just recognize that, it's always room for improvement, you know what I'm saying? And you can't be no clown out here, man. Can't be no clown out here and think all this shit just gonna go like it supposed to go. You gonna be shining like new money. You gonna do what you want to do out here for a year. For you know it, you'll have a YouTube channel telling everybody how to ball. Your ass is going out of business. That's some real shit. It's too serious to play with. And like I said, with these tools I be giving y'all can see through the bullshit. You would just not just see the bullshit and go along with it. You see through the bullshit and honestly become a real captain of your destiny in a whole lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, y'all keep them wheel turned the right side down. Y'all know what I say about a hater and a mammy. For real, fuck them. But at the same time, you got to stay motivated. You know what I'm saying? Stick to the script. understand that plans are meant to be modified, but you don't throw that shit out the window. If you done figured out what worked and you done did the numbers, it worked for you, and you just seeing that these numbers a little bit off, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this like this. Hey man, $ JBUTLER 357. Call, talk about a 1 hour consultation, man, and we can see where that money going and where it went and where and how we can make it so that proper percentage changed to where you can do something meaningful and not just really follow up behind what a clown talking about and end up in the same position he is, over leveraged and underpaid. Over leveraged and underpaid, baby. For real. Shit. Man, peace. Hey, y'all have a great night.